In this video, I'm going to show you how to use my custom GPT to create proper UX personas, the kind that actually help you make product decisions, not fluffy marketing profiles. This GPT is designed to work the way a senior product designer thinks. It doesn't guess, it doesn't invent personality traits, and it doesn't start with demographics, it starts with context. When you open the GPT, the first thing it does is ask a small number of questions. This is intentional. These questions define the boundaries of the product so the persona stays grounded and useful. You'll be asked what type of product this is, for example, a SaaS product, a consumer app, or an internal tool. Then you'll be asked who the product is for. This is about role, not personality. Founder, operations manager, student, clinician, whatever actually changes how decisions are made. Next is product maturity. An idea stage product creates very different user behavior compared to a product that's already scaling or mature. After that, you describe the main job the user is trying to get done. This is the reason they are using the product right now, not a long-term aspiration. And finally, the environment of use. Are they at work or at home, on desktop or mobile, under time pressure, in a regulated or interrupt-driven environment? Once that context is clear, the GPT generates between 1 and 3 personas, never more than that. Each persona represents a meaningfully different decision pattern, not just a different personality. As you scroll through the output, you'll notice every persona follows the same structure. It starts with the core situation. Why this person is using the product now, what triggered the need, and what failure would look like for them. Then you'll see their primary goals. These are only goals that directly influence product decisions. Next are constraints and frictions. This section covers things like time pressure, cognitive load, organizational limits, technical comfort, and risk tolerance. This is where most weak personas fall apart, and where this GPT focuses. After that come behavioral patterns. These are concrete actions, not attitudes, things like skipping setup, relying on defaults, or avoiding dashboards. Then there's the mental model. This explains how the user thinks the system works, even if that understanding is wrong. This is critical for making good UX decisions. You'll also see decision triggers. What makes this person try the product, trust it, or abandon it? And finally, the most important section, UX implications. This translates everything above into design consequences. What must be obvious, what should be hidden, where friction is acceptable, and where speed matters more than flexibility. A simple way to judge the quality of the output is to ask yourself this: could 2 of these personas disagree on a product decision? If yes, the persona is doing its job. At the end, the GPT asks how you want to use the personas, whether that's mapping user journeys, prioritizing features, shaping onboarding, or informing pricing and packaging. That's the full flow. Answer the questions honestly, don't overthink them, and you'll get personas you can actually design with.